All right, viewer, this will be a message for the full moon eclipse in Virgo on March 3rd. Big eclipse energy here, and a lot going on under this full moon eclipse. We also have Mercury in retrograde in Pisces, so there's such this emphasis on this Virgo Pisces axis in this full moon eclipse. You know, Virgo, the parts of ourselves that wants to know what, why, how, that wants to problem solve. So is where Virgo feels safe and seeks to understand through analyzing. Pisces, on the other hand, feels safe and seeks to understand through absorption, through connection, through merging, through experiencing, almost subliminally, right? So whereas like Virgo may want to read all the instructions and all the data analysis, Pisces almost will trust that, like, you know, listen to subliminal hypnotic messages when they sleep and just trust that they'll absorb the information and that it will integrate naturally, right? So there's this invitation to surrender and experience the energy that's coming through, to let it absorb in the body. Virgo, sixth house, rules the body. So let this energy absorb. You know, Spirit also gave me the visual of like watching a sunset, but then us having our phones, which we all do, and take a picture of it. And there's almost that separation between us and the experience. Even the parts of ourselves that wants to collect the data, or even that fear that we won't remember or that we won't, you know, have it anymore. And there was almost this message, this pondering of like, what if it was okay to forget? You know, what if it was okay to not capture it? What if there was this trust and surrender that it's always there, that we can always connect to it? So there is this beautiful energy here. And again, this invitation to absorb what's coming through, to feel what's coming through. And yes, eclipses can be intense, right? And it asks us to release, right? And so we're going to get more on this, right? But I'm feeling a positive energy with this. Yes, Mercury retrograde can be a little, you know, it could create challenges, especially, you know, Mercury's in Pisces retrograding, and Pisces and Mercury don't really get along. And so at this time, it could be really difficult or challenging to process or understand. And that's where the invitation is: surrender. Don't try right now. That's not necessarily what's being asked for. And there's almost this new way of learning and experiencing and understanding, right? So let's get one of these energies, one card, Spirit, to kind of kick this reading off. All right, I guess we're going to get 3. Realization, wow. Change and passion, well, hello. Okay, and authority on the bottom. So taking charge here. So yeah, there's going to be some revelations. There's going to be some realizations here. You know, the frequency of realization supports the internal process of becoming aware of our heart-centered truth, as well as the external process of becoming our highest expression in this world. Isn't this such a Virgo Pisces energy? It really is, because whereas Pisces is the source of creation, is our spirit, is our soul, and Virgo being almost the vessel of creation for that soul. And so Spirit's almost asking us to, again, absorb more of our soul, to allow it to come through. Virgo, sixth house, to be in service, right? So there's so much alignment and there's so much change happening here. So let the change happen. It's almost like let the upgrades happen. You know, Virgo again rules the body, almost like our nervous system here. So allow the somatic processing, allow the reconfiguration for us to be like our highest expression of our soul in this world. But be prepared for some change. With eclipses comes great change. So expect great change here. And with passion, man, the heart opens up. When we find that soul fire, wow, is passion ignited here? So there's going to be a realization of what we want, and there's going to be some movement and change and authority here in terms of going after what we want, you know, and this is collective, right? So it's like, it's happening on both ends. It's like you going towards something and something coming towards you. You know, it's like what you're seeking is also seeking you. Magnetic frequencies will align. Aligned frequencies will align. There is a coming together. And so I feel that very strongly here. I love this. All right. This feels almost explosive, but in a very positive way. And whatever it is that you come out of this eclipse season, and maybe even this retrograde season with, it's going to be igniting your passion, and you're going to have like It's like, I'm almost feeling like aligned desire. It's like the fire is burning and it's almost like you can't put it out and you don't want to put it out. Show me more. Wow. Strength energy, Leo energy here. So courage. Courage. You know what this is also giving me? You know, the nodes are going to shift into South Node in Leo and North Node in Aquarius. And Aquarian, again, is that collective energy of being in service to the collective, of innovation, right? And, you know, Leo is all about being seen. And I feel like Spirit's saying, it's time for you to have the courage to be seen. This is also very fifth house energy, passionate energy, creation energy, creative energy here. You could be dealing with a Leo. You don't have to be. Look, we have 8 already, 8 of Wands, and more of this fire energy here. So there's so much momentum here coming in. There's going to be momentum. And you're going to feel strong. So Spirit's also saying, stay strong, stay courageous, keep the compassionate energy here for yourself and others. But you're going to come out stronger from this. You're going to see your strength. And again, get ready to be seen. Show me more. Wow, the devil, right? Ooh. 2 major arcana here already. Wow, and the world. Like 3 major arcana here. So, cycle's closing. There could be an ending. With what I'm kind of getting with this world card here, yes, we could have experienced some endings. We could be closing out chapters, right? I mean, again, change, right? Change is here. Realization is here. So we have to end what isn't working for us, that isn't truly aligned. Now, that being said, you could be dealing with a Leo that's maybe felt a little bit restricted here. This is also, again, there could just be some ego at play here, or even, again, maybe a lack of courage, a lack of strength in some way, shape, or form. Show me the devil. What is this restrictive energy here? Or what is this shadow energy here? You know, and Leo is, thank you, Spirit, Leo is heart-centered. Leo is heart-centered. You see how this devil card here, almost, it like looks like it's connected to this heart energy here. So there could be like a blockage of the heart here within yourself or someone else. I mean, this does very much, eclipses ask us again for releasing and healing. And so this could be very focused on the heart chakra here. Hierophant energy on the bottom, Taurus energy. Show me the devil. 6 of Swords. We could be having, like, struggling with moving on here. Also, I mean, like, specific message here, distance could be a factor for some of you. There could just be like a location restriction here in some way, shape, or form, but someone feels almost like their wings. See how this like 6 of Swords is almost like flying here, right? And their wings are expansive. They can move. It's almost like their wings are tied. Their hands are tied. They could be having a problem moving forward, moving on here in some way, shape, or form, or finding peace of mind here, right? 6 of Swords, all about the swords, all about the mind. Show me more on this 6 of Swords. What's the 6 of Swords? Wow, the Emperor. They're restricted from taking action. We have so many major arcanas here. So there's an energy that feels like they're restricted. It could be a masculine energy, Aries energy, it doesn't have to be, but for whatever reason, they've struggled with moving forward or moving on or even like traveling location-wise. Again, this could be because of, again, it takes strength, it takes courage. Also a sense of pride in some way here. King of Wands again on the bottom. A lot of fire. All right, show me the strength. Knight of Swords. Show me this Knight of Swords. Page of Swords. There wants to be some communication here. And look, this Knight of Swords, Page of Swords is also some realization here. I'm hearing a reckoning. So there is, I'll tell you, because the devil's connected to the 6 of Swords, I feel like there is a desire to move forward or to communicate something. Maybe even to clear the air in some way, shape, or form. If there has been an energy that you're connected to, again, this could also be you, where it's like we haven't, with that World card now, thank you, Spirit, we haven't gotten closure. We haven't cleared something up, either communication-wise with all these swords, but there seems to be this coming up under the eclipse, where it's like we need to say something or clear something up so we can move forward and not stay restricted here. Can I see what wants to be said or cleared with this Knight of Swords, Page of Swords? Because this is some communication. Wow, the Magician, talk about more communication. Gemini energy here. This is also, thank you. I mean, this is a belief in yourself, right? Magician, limited beliefs, feeling our ability to create. So I will say this, there feels to be, again, an ask or an empowerment of the mind here to know that we can unblock ourselves from something or take charge, that we can create change here. But I feel like somebody wants to say something. Again, thank you, Spirit. We also have retrograde. Yeah, so this could have something to do with that too. Somebody wants to say something, Two of Swords, because whether there's confusion, whether something needs to be cleared up, whether there's like a mental block. Can I get one more over here on this side of this devil here, the Star? An Ace of Pentacles on the bottom with the Three of Swords underneath and the Ace of Wands. Wow, multiple aces here with this Three of Swords in the middle. I feel like this is regaining of hope and potentially wanting to heal something here. This has this sense of somebody being far away or disconnected and wanting that connection, wanting to heal, wanting to have faith that they can move forward, wanting to see that. And it feels like there is this, again, with the strength, this strength to be able to face something here, to be able to communicate something here. What's the block? Because there's obviously there feels like there's a block here. Temperance. Maybe there's just been a Sagittarius energy. There could be a sense of time. This could be a timing situation. This could require patience, or there's been some disharmony in whatever this connection is. Like maybe something hasn't felt balanced, or someone hasn't had that balance for a while, even this emotional regulation. Maybe even in some way they haven't felt it. They haven't felt it because, again, there's so many swords here. It's almost like I forgot what it's like to feel connected. It's like I forgot what it's like to feel at peace, especially with that Devil, Six of Swords. I forgot what it's like to not have like my mind even racing. Empress on the bottom of the Emperor and the Empress. There is a masculine feminine dynamic happening. We also have the Queen of Wands here, and we saw the King of Wands. So a lot of counterpart energy here, within, without. We seem to be focusing quite a bit on this masculine energy here, especially with this authority. I want to read this now. The frequency of authority reminds us that true authority is powerful, directed, and realized, yet wise and loving. Show me this Temperance. The Tower, yeah. Ooh, it could have taken some time. What just happened with all these cards? We'll fix this later. There could have been a Tower here. And it's taken some time to get back on your feet, their feet. They may have been trying to hold on. It's almost like when the bridge, it's like the tower's happening, you know, everything's destructing. The feminine seems to have surrendered here in this picture, but the masculine seems to have been holding on. But I feel like there's a realization that holding on to something that is kind of already destructed is not serving. It's holding them back. And look, after the Tower comes the Star. So there is a desire to heal. There is a desire to visualize a new path. And I feel like there is courage and strength to even like manifest something here, to almost speak it into existence, to allow yourself, themselves to believe it into existence. And look, Ace of Cups. We've seen so many aces. All right, one card of advice, and I will continue this for subscribers. Six of Cups. So we are going to need to reflect on something from the past. This retrograde energy could be coming up here as well. So I will continue this for subscribers. But with that being said, I'm sending you all so much love and so many blessings under this full moon eclipse.